Okay. So at this point, we're on part two. You've already completed the first and last name. You've done your address and your phone number, and you've also included your email. You've deleted anything like a LinkedIn profile and Twitter and blog portfolio. In this section, so everyone had a different little section like this. Some of you just had a text area. Others of you had something more like this, where it said an objective summary. So in that objective summary, you sold yourself. And some things I noticed in the comments, some things I will let you know or make you redo. And some of you got a 0 until you fix it. Um, you shouldn't be telling them why you, it seems silly because I asked you to write why you desire the job. I desire this job in order to, but in reality, you're telling them like what they want to hear, not necessarily I want this job for the money. I want this job to gain experience. You can include gain experience, but you need to ensure that it's something that will sound really nice to them and feel like they're getting a benefit out of it too. So, it is my hope to work at Camp Pegasus as a camp counselor in order to engage with young children and develop their love and understanding of sports or science or whatever thing I'm hoping to teach. I hope to, somebody wrote this, I thought this was kind of cute. I hope to work at Baskin and Robbins as an ice cream scooper in order to engage in good customer service and bring joy to the lives of the kids. Silly, but nice and well written. Okay. We went through the education piece. We realized that there is no degree title. So for those of you, like every one of these is different. Like every person picked a different one. So you're going to have to kind of tailor this to you. You have no degree title, but in this place, it might be good to say when your graduation. So you could say May 2020 or 22 or whenever. Or you could say graduate 2020 or graduate 2022. You need to include your school, and that should be Chaminade College Preparatory School, all of it. Additionally, you should also put a location. So if you can italicize it next to it or put it underneath, there's multiple Chaminades and there's colleges called Chaminade too. So it's imperative that you include Creve Coeur, Missouri. Dates, you should list the dates that you attended. Um, each school you're going to attend for a different amount of time. And after you finish college and maybe go on to grad school, your high school will drop off this list. But from at this point, you need to ensure your dates are what, if you're a freshman now, current freshman 2018 to present. Why? Why do you do 2018 to present? Because that way next year you don't have to update that. You're just, yeah, I'm still a Chaminade student and you cannot have to update this particular part until you graduate. Here, you didn't do this before. This is where you look at your brag sheet. Have you gotten scholarships? Have you gotten awards? Like, what are some great things about yourself related to school? The caveat here is that may show up in other places. Okay, the next thing I'm going to want you to think about is look at your objective and identify like what job you're trying to get. What are some key skills that is going to really show your ability to do this job? Not having a lot of experience, we're going to not use the word experience. We're going to switch it up. So you could change experience to volunteer opportunities. You could change it to um, athletic involvement, however you want to word it. But I like this. We want to consistently stay with this layout. Or you could say volunteer and extracurricular and then cover your sporting experiences. So we'll do that. Volunteer and extracurricular. Now, here's the drama when you deal with this. Each person, each student is going to have a different thing they need to highlight. So you need to think about what you should highlight is the things that are going to demonstrate your ability to be responsible, to help other people, to give them those skills um, at the job that you're currently pursuing. So if I pull up my resume, professional resume. So you see here that I actually started with my educational certification because when I apply for jobs, I need to tell them what I'm certified in so they know what I'm qualified to teach. I didn't realize I made that error. I show them my education in reference to like what science and education. And then I do my teaching experiences because that's primary. I've done a lot of jobs in the years that I've been working, but my most current jobs are important. Notice I have little details about each of the job I did, and this talks about the years that I did them. So obviously you can see here, I no longer work for Zumo, so I would change my date to 2015. So, oops. All right. And then down here, I add in my other work experience. So obviously, like you have not been working, so you're not going to have that same kind of work experience. So instead, what is the biggest thing that you've done? Maybe you volunteer for the basketball camp over the summer. So maybe you say CCP basketball camp or whatever the name of the basketball camp is. Jason. Okay, when it says company, this might be like the people putting it on. Like usually it's through, I think, I don't know. You guys would have to tell me this, but Shamanan College Prep. Okay, so then you're going to list your dates. Maybe you've only done it 1 year, so summer 2018. Or maybe you've done it multiple years. You could do summer 2017 to present. You intend to work there this summer. And then you're going to, so it says, describe your responsibilities and achievements in terms of impact and results. Use examples, but keep it short. So maybe you might bullet this. And all of it should be present tense. Well, no, not necessarily. It all should stick with the same tense. So, and this is where your action words are going to come in. Ages 7 to 14. I don't know, I'm making this up. So if this is wrong, please write it correctly in what you do. Engage young students 7 to 14 in basketball skill in developing their basketball and agility. Okay, so very short. Maybe you insured the equipment for camp was set up and ready today. Okay, not complete sentences is usually the go-to, and just highlighting the big things that like, hey, I engaged with other people. So like if my objective is I want to work at a summer camp, this would be perfect. What did I do? I've worked with students before. And I helped set up and get ready each day. So look, I was there early and I was responsible. Um, the other thing you should note is the things that you've done longer are important. So for some of you, you might have been playing soccer since you were like 3. Obviously, this made up person is a basketball player. So elite basketball team. I don't know. I'm making up a team name, and maybe it was CUSC League. What is that? Catholic Youth something. Yeah, sorry, I'm real bad at this. And maybe you've played since you were like 4, so 2007 to present to 2016. I don't know, making something up. One, this looks awesome. Duration is a nice thing to include. Like if you've done something for a really long time, it's important to include that. And here are your responsibilities. Just highlight the big things. Played with a top ranking team for over 9 years. Played point guard. And maybe if you were captain or our captain, uh, captain, let's name by eighth grade. Okay, including things like captain or your rank or some of the positions that you play demonstrate your responsibility and your commitment to a team. Um, and for some of you, this is going to be long and elaborate, all your sports. So if you play like 6 sports, but there's one you kind of petered off that you stopped playing, just put your top ones. If your top are football and lacrosse, that should be on the top. If you've done that for the longest amount of time, or you have the most amount of skill, or you show the most amount of leadership, those would be important. Again, volunteer experience, probably your first thing, anytime it says job. So I'll do one more example, but most of you are going to have to kind of tailor this to your own experience. So here, this one has dates to and from, and then it says job title. Job title will be like the activity you're doing. So if it's volunteering, you might say Father Dempsey's Food Pantry or Home for Men, right? Give it a full descriptor or job title. Food server at Father Dempsey's, and then food job title would be food server, right? Right. Step back, and the company would be Father Dempsey's Home for Men. And here you would say I cooked food and provided meals and conversation with the men in the home. So you might say you might mention what Father Dempsey's is a home for men who don't have anywhere to go and need a healthy, nutritious meal, right? Um, these should never be complete sentences and they should give short ideas. Um, so if there are other things that maybe don't fit under extracurricular or you want to break those up into 2, you can do that as well. Um, Skills is a hard one. I'm not sure we're going to keep it on there, but if you have some skills like great leadership, or maybe you want to work for a construction company, this might be like have worked many years carrying lumber for my father's company, those sorts of things. I'm trying to think what are some other expectations I would love to see on here. Um, get a good amount of these. I'm snagging. Sorry, I'm trying to look for something. Um, experience, activities that you're involved in. Oh, what you might also include are you might like copy and paste this, so you have another version of this. Oops. We'll put it here. Okay, and this might be clubs, organizations. And you might list those sorts of things too if you're involved in something not like athletic. And you could also separate volunteer and athletic if you have a lot to work with. I think that kind of covers it. Once you complete this, I want you to go ahead and submit it for edits. If you do have skills, work through that as well. You'll submit it for edits, and this is round 2. Round 3 will be your final submission, and it will be worth 50 points for your resume. So that's why I'm making you step through this process. So you're on your own. Get through it. I'm here for you to help you out. All right. Have a great day.